One Battle After Another is a key movie of this moment and of this year because this is a film written and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, perhaps the most revered American filmmaker of his generation. It can be hard to know where it slots in his great body of work. Here are my three favorite Paul Thomas Anderson movies that are not One Battle After Another.
God damn it! Viva la revolution!
I'm a fan of Anderson's earlier films from the late 90s and early 2000s, movies like Boogie Nights, Magnolia, Punch Drunk Love, but There Will Be Blood from 2007 still feels like a pivotal work for him, and if I'm honest, his highest masterpiece.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I say I'm an oil man, you will agree.
This is a movie in which Daniel Day-Lewis gives the performance of a lifetime, which is saying something if you're Daniel Day-Lewis. He plays Daniel Plainview, a turn-of-the-century California oil man, and his story is both an exacting character study and an epic allegory of just unbound, unchecked capitalism. This movie is a great classical Hollywood entertainment. It's also something rare, which is a great American art film, and it is observed with a rigor and a concentration and an emotional force that, even after countless viewings, still takes my breath away. The next movie on my list is The Master from 2012. This one takes place in the 1950s, and it charts the incredibly complicated relationship between Freddie Quell, deeply troubled World War II veteran played by Joaquin Phoenix, and an intensely charismatic cult leader named Lancaster Dodd, played by the great Philip Seymour Hoffman in what I still think is his greatest performance. What I love about this movie and about Anderson's movies in general is that it can't be reduced to any one simple thing. This is a really dense film and a challenging one, and a highly intelligent one that also respects the audience's intelligence. It's one of Anderson's most endlessly fascinating films, and I think also his most hauntingly unresolved.
I know you're trying to calm me down, but just say something that's true!
For my third favorite Paul Thomas Anderson movie, I had to go with Phantom Thread from 2017.
All your rules and your clothes and all this money and everything is a game.
This one stands out in his filmography, I think, because it's his one feature not set in America. It takes place in London, in the world of 1950s haute couture. Daniel Day-Lewis plays Reynolds Woodcock, a top fashion designer at the time. Vicky Krieps is breathtaking in her first major screen role as Alma, a waitress who is drawn into his household and becomes his latest love interest of many. And Leslie Manville gives a complete tour de force of a performance, I think, as Cyril, his formidable sister and business partner. These three brilliantly drawn characters form an utterly hypnotic psychological triangle. This is one of Anderson's most purely pleasurable films, but it's also one of his most intimately personal, a warts and all portrait of a great artist made by a great artist.